better back then, and we are straight into it. Itsu, here we go, Ast with the super giants and witches.
What is going on? I feel like alternate. I don't even know. I was expecting Lalo. I was expecting Queen charges, things like that. But alternate and us are coming in with super giants and witches. I feel like super giants are underrated anyway because they're so tanky. It's just insane how much health those giants have. And now, obviously, in combination with those witches swarming the base, it is really helpful with only having one multi-Inferno tower. We talked about that yesterday. With having the multi-Inferno tower on the back end, this is a key thing because the back end is most of the time taken down by the Royal Champion. And having a multi-Inferno tower against the Royal Champion, that's not an easy matchup for that multi-Inferno tower.
Totally. The witches can spawn a lot of skeletons initially. They're not having to deal with that. They can get through the entire base. I like the pathing that Ast has been able to create here with the log launcher just directing everything to the town hall. It is beautiful to watch. You might think he's attacking from the opposite side of the base, but he has really calculated this well. And Itsu, there is the Royal Champion, as you mentioned, with the multi-target Inferno in her sights. A beautiful freeze spell onto the enemy Royal Champion. And this looks phenomenal for the opening attack.
Yeah, I don't even know if the Royal Champion is needed because just take a look at how many witches are still alive. I feel like he has more witches left than where he started with. It is so crazy. So many witches at the bottom left of your screen. We could, I guess he could just walk to the next base, just keep moving. Maybe he needs the log launcher again, but still, this is a crushing overkill for the first attack. Ast is getting it done for alternate, and this was a triple with 16 witches. I cannot believe it.
Did you expect...
keep up just like non-stop the pressure with their plays like Linade. We have Vale still not seen. We have Bowman also. It's going to be crazy. We have the attack already going on with Hanai Royal. And this is, as we kind of predicted, the Inferno Dragons.
Well, they are crushing the base. Apologies for getting in a little bit late for this one, but it looks like the scatter shot Itsu up to the north of the base is going to do an incredible amount of work onto the Inferno Dragons. It's not like we have any other spells left over. We mentioned Atn.attax being able to defend this strategy, and maybe they have threw up one of their bases, which they designed specifically for it.
Yeah, I feel like against this strategy, it is key that you cannot take down the Eagle first. I talked to a couple of the pros which are using this strategy, and they say the Eagle is one of the most dangerous defenses for those Inferno Dragons because you cannot tank those, or you cannot tank this defense with the Skeleton spell, right? The Inferno Towers, the enemy heroes, even the Scatters, all of this you can tank with the Skeleton spell. But the Eagle, that's not an easy task for this troop. So you have to start your Inferno Dragon attack into that Eagle. And if that's not possible, either if the base is too wide or like you don't like the sweeper angles, things like that can completely...
that you feel comfortable with. Now we have Yo-Yo23 Itsu, and he is using the Pekka Smash variant that we seen so often yesterday, skyrocketing in popularity. So let's see if the Lalo Specialist can get this to work.
Yeah, I feel like since the one walk is starting anyway, and I feel like he's going for that Town Hall, we can give some background information because all of those alternate guys are pushing really high in Legend. And as we already said yesterday, this strategy is one of the best strategies in Legend. So since those guys are base builders themselves and they're bidding for Legend League as well, it is obviously that they're trying to learn the strategies which are good in Legend to defend those. And this is obviously at the same time giving them the possibility of mastering those strategy. So this is why Yo-Yo23 is going for this strategy, even though a lot of people are calling him Lalo23 because his Lalo is just so insanely good. But let's see if it's working out for him. Let's see if all of the Legend training worked and paid off. Now we have the Pekka getting started and the Queen and everything behind. So let's see if the party in the core is going to work.
He set up a beautiful funnel. I do worry about that cannon on the outside of the base, but everything should go onto the inside. Witches can hopefully take that down, and then with the super wall breaker opening access, we can get direct into the center of the base. There is a tornado trap there, but it's not really causing too many issues at the moment as the super witches are shredding all of the defending clan castle troops. Pekka moved to the defending queen, and they have a direct path to the next jump spell, but there is a single target Inferno at the bottom of the base issue. Itsu causing a bit of an issue.
Yeah, that's right, but the jump step was perfect, leading everything into the back, and there's still the Royal Champion at that top side. If he's adding that Headhunter now to the enemy King to take that down, it's looking really, really good. Take a look at all of those Pekka. Every single Pekka is still alive in this army composition. He started with 3 Pekka. He still has 3 Pekka left. The Queen ability is still not used. I think Yo-Yo has done it. I don't even think we can jinx this anymore, to be honest. So that's
we can't.
are going down. He has 1 rage. He has 1 freeze left. Like Judo, this is such a beatdown of this base. This is just incredible. A rage and a freeze to swag, and he could have even swagged the Royal Champ. I mean, this is how we can do it. But at the same time, it is showing the class of this team, investing everything, because the tiebreaker in those matches is always time. So the triple is not just the triple, it's depending on the time as well. And this is the high class of alternate. They're not swagging the spells, they're trying to use those, as we just saw with the Rage, trying to make sure that there's some use of that, speeding the attack up a little bit, a couple of seconds. Maybe those seconds are going to decide in the end this match, if it comes down to a tie on stars and on percent.
Yeah, those 1 or 2 seconds could make a huge difference, and that is often where the difference maker lies and why you get to the very top. Never swagging anything and paying attention to every detail. So we've kind of been setting this up, Itsu, but now we really need a 3-star from Hanai Royal, because if they do not, they trail by 2 stars to the reigning world champions. And it would look very difficult for the back end of the war for them to respond. So this next attack, I feel, is the main attack now for Hanai Royal.
That's right. If they can triple, they can get the confidence back. Maybe they can show alternate that their bases are not just not being able to 3-star whatsoever, that they have the chance. And we're looking forward. Maybe they're going to change things up and say, okay, now we throw a Queen Charge Hybrid into the mix. And maybe we're trying to go for the Inferno Dragons maybe later. Maybe they just said, okay, we're going to switch up things completely. And maybe they're bringing up a new strategy, which they have not used yet in the tournament. But I will predict we're still going with the Inferno Dragons or the Queen Charge Hybrid. But we're going to have to see. But as I said, this next attack, that one is really important.
Well, in my opinion, I think they should switch things up, but actually it does look like the Inferno Dragons are what they are confident with. I noticed the Town Hall on one side of the base, Itsu, which is where he's attacking from, and again, exactly like you said, the Eagle Artillery at the far end of the base, lighting up already. Let's keep our eyes on that to see how important it is going to be.
Yeah, I mean, the Eagle is so important, and he always has to go from the other side, because this Queen, you can see the Queen guarding their Town Hall, so a blimp which reached the Town Hall would have a really rough time to getting through that because of that Queen guarding everything. But the Town Hall is going down with the Eagle staying up. The King and the Queen on the right side are doing crazy good work to getting through this back end. But still, the Inferno Tower in the core, the multi-Inferno Tower in that core is dealing so much damage, and that's always the splash damage, which is so scary to face. And you can see those air skeletons as well. Alternate 100% prepared against those strategies, putting those skeletons to air, knowing exactly what they have to face. But still, the attack, maybe it could work with that Royal Champion still being up.
Yeah, possibly. There were a lot of traps around that multi-target Inferno as well. I think he has done fantastic to get the Royal Champion right into the center to take out the multi, take out the Eagle with the E-Dragon, a regular dragon, and multiple Inferno Dragons left over. It is definitely the 3-star Queen's ability as well. Wow, they have done exactly what they needed to do. Maybe they can get their Inferno Dragon strategy to work, but let's not give them too much confidence here, because they still trail. However, it is exactly what they needed at this moment in the war, Itsu.
It was such an important attack. Really nicely done, getting the 3-star in with those Inferno Dragons. I mean, we already figured out that Inferno Dragons are the most powerful strategy right now to use, especially for the pros. Yesterday, over the entire day, as you said, 8 out of 9 attacks were 3-stars. this is by far the highest hit rate of any strategy out there. I think the strategy which is coming close to this is Queen Charge Hybrid, but except that, there is no other strategy out there which is even close to that. So really, really good job. And I mean, good job as well to Alternate defending that strategy. But at the same time, we have to talk a bit more about the world champion, because they had a different approach to this season and to the start of the year than a lot of other teams, or basically all of the other teams. Because what Alternate did, they had like a small break over the winter days. Like, they said, okay, we won't play Clash too much. We don't want to burn out, basically, because this is something which happens to a lot of teams. If you can like non-stop playing every single day, like putting hours and hours into the game, playing Legend, testing bases, things like that. If you overdo something, burnout is a possibility. So Alternate doing it the clever way, having a break over the winter days, and now slowly coming back. And so far, it paid off. I mean, defense is looking pretty solid, being able to defend the best strategy in the game right now. And at the same time on offense, they're looking really, really good.
Totally. They will be using this tournament for setting up this year's World Championships. There's not a doubt in my mind that they are fully focused on defending their title. So they will be wanting to use this warm-up tournament exactly as that, as a warm-up, really to try and see where they stand in the current competition of Clash of Clans. And like you said, I think it was a very wise choice for them just to have that little bit of a break, refresh, reset their minds, and they could come back strong into this season. And perhaps this is the first moment that we are seeing that from Atn.attax.
Yeah, that's right. So let's see what they're coming up with. I mean, so far, one of the big things about Alternate, they're not easy to predict. I mean, they use Super Giants and Witches in their first tech strategy, which I feel like we did see maybe once yesterday. So really unpredictable. And now we have Linade coming in. And he's just saying, hey, Inferno Dragons, they're strong, right? But I'm going to do it in a different way. He is going to do a Queen Charge Inferno Dragon. Oh my god, Linade is just pushing this onto a whole new level.
Well, let's see what he decides to do with it. Using the Yetis to take out the multi. Form the funnel for his queen, obviously walking down through the left-hand side of the base towards the scatter and the town hall. Will be able to take out the clan castle troops as well. Or maybe he's going to actually fly the Inferno Dragons in towards the town hall, actually. Let's see how this queen charge progresses. He still has one super wall breaker left to go into.
That's right. Now it's depending kind of on the queen, where she is going. Maybe he's trying to force her into that skeleton compartment with taking away the outside buildings. And this is, of course, looking pretty good. With this setup of the compartment, the queen should go now inside. Really great Kokudun to make sure that this black mine is getting triggered by the loon and not by anything else. And now with the next raid, he should easily take down the clan castle. And what you already said, it looks like he wants to start with his Inferno Dragons into their town compartment, which is quite interesting because this means he needs to use that vulnerability really early on for the town explosion.
Yeah, the queen will be able to step up into that area though, take down the sweeper, which will hopefully help out, and just be forced then through the base towards the eagle, because the Inferno Dragons will have taken out this left-hand side of the base. You see them coming in now with that early Grand Warden ability, as you said. Town Hall drops very quickly, and most of the Inferno Dragons manage to stand through that eagle artillery fire as well. As we move into the center of the base, though, he does have a little bit of a split here. What's your thoughts on this? I think he's waiting on the Royal Champion to just adapt and send her in at the right time. But there she is from the 6 o'clock area.
This is just looking so good by Linade. Everything is going right as planned. The king with the support of a couple of Inferno Dragons getting through this bottom scattershot compartment. Meanwhile, we have a huge group of Inferno Dragons still in that core, taking down the eagle. We already talked about how important this eagle is. And now the queen still with her ability left. He has still three freezes. That's insane. Using the first one, and that's just another 3-star. You can see it once again. Alternate is going to use every single spell as effective as they could at this point, trying to speed things up. And this is something which I really, really appreciate them doing, because I see a lot of other pro teams trying to swag, trying to go for the ultimate swag attack. But to be honest, swagging spells is more getting you home and not winning you any championships. So we can see already in the mindset the difference in between of Alternate, the world champion, and some of the other teams.
Yeah, I definitely admire that. And the third 3-star, it is for Atn.attax. Are we going to see them get a perfect war against the team that got a perfect yesterday? Hanai Royal can continue to keep the pressure going here, but if Atn.attax do not slip up, then they've already lost.
Yeah, alternate, having them attack first is really, really scary. And especially like when you were thinking about who is left, like we still have the world's MVP left to attack, like Vale didn't even step onto the field just yet. So we have a lot of good attackers still left on alternate side. So Hanai Royal needs to get every single 3-star on the board they can. And at this point, I guess they're going to go one more time with Inferno Dragon and then twice with Queen Charge Hybrid. I feel like that was the approach yesterday, which we saw. So the next attack is going to be Inferno Dragons and then twice Queen Charge Hybrid, which is, I don't know, maybe this one trick strategy thing is working against most of the teams. But so far, Alternate had a pretty good idea on how to work against that.
Well, you were very accurate with your predictions yesterday, Itsu, and you continue with those today. Hanai Royal in for the third time with the Inferno Dragons, the Vietnamese team, giving it everything they have against Atn.attax, but currently they are trailing. A very quick entry here with the Inferno Dragons. Stone Slammer targeted towards the Town Hall. Looks like he has all balloons in that. I'm a little bit worried with regards to that Town Hall area, Itsu.
Oh my god, once again, the Tornado Trap to rotate the loons away from that Town Hall, and that is key, making sure that he has invested a couple of spells to take that down. The town is going to fall eventually, but still, he had to invest a couple of spells which were not planned. And could you tell me, how did this Archer Tower at 9 o'clock survive? Like, what is going on? It was like, don't attack me, please go somewhere else, and somehow the troops listened.
Well, he's going to have to go all the way back to it, unless he uses the Royal Champion Shield right at the end, because it does look relatively promising, but he's running out of spells. Only one freeze spell remains. There goes the Royal Champion Shield to try and protect her as much as possible. There's a big clump of Inferno Dragons left alive, Itsu, but I do fear for the Scatter Shot and Wizard Tower. He's going to have to try and use the freeze spell as the Inferno Dragons get to that area, and there are some other buildings protecting them, which they will have to go through first. This one is a nail biter.
Yeah, it's going to be so close with that two key splash defenses on the back end. It's all about the timing. It's all about how can he tank those. When is he using the freeze? Is he saying, okay, I want to protect my first two Inferno Dragons, or is he trying to protect the big group? What exactly is going to be the goal? We're going to see that in a second. Now we have the freeze onto the defense. The Inferno Dragon are trying to get to the scatter, but everything is walking around. This one Inferno Dragon at the scatter is going down, and now it's up to the Electro Dragon tanking for his small buddies.
They are taking a lot of damage as the scatter shot continues to fire, but it does slowly go down. One of the advantages of this strategy is that time, generally speaking, is not a factor. So with one Archer Tower remaining, 45 seconds, they move across. Were there any black bombs not triggered? I highly doubted it, Sue. It looks like it will be a 3-star, but let's not speak too soon. Hanai Royal with the second 3-star. Is it going to be? Of course it is, of this war. Keeping the pressure going, but Atn.attax currently flawless. Just need to continue that streak, and they will be winning this war.
Yeah, I'm still baffled. Like, how did that Arch Tower survive? I mean, he started from that side with all of the loons and everything. But either way, a great attack to finish off for another 3-star for Hanai Royal. And this was, like you said already, really important to make sure that they're somehow close. They're somehow close still to Alternate. So if Alternate is going to do only one mistake, they're right behind them. They're right close to them. And they have the chance of maybe getting the comeback. When we had a couple of those yesterday, where teams like doing like one small mistake, and then all of a sudden the percentage, the stars turned the favor for the other team. And let's see if this is going to happen right away over here as well. But as we already said, we have a couple of insane attackers still left. If I did not miscount anything, I think we have Vale and Boom still up to attack for Alternate. And those guys are kind of scary.
Certainly. Well, Boom is the team captain, and as you mentioned, Vale, last year's MVP, flawless throughout the World Championship tournament, making sure that he got 3-star again and again. So It is going to be a tough couple of attacks for Hanai Royal. They have to hope that their defenses will hold up. But another thing I would like to raise here, Itsu, is we keep talking about Hanai Royal have only used one attack, but alternate attacks seem to keep using different attacks. So equally, they are as hard to predict. Now we have the Super Witches from Boom.
Yeah, it is just crazy how many strategies alternate players can use. Like, we see Boom doing crazy Lalo attacks on Legend. We see him somehow doing then Pekka smashes with bats or something, or even Super Witches in those Claire Wars. So they're going to change things depending on the base, and I think this is why they're so scary to face. So let's see if this attack is going to work. He's doing a quick Warden walk at that top side, using the lightnings to take down the Expert, and now he is going to release those Super Witches so they can swarm the base.
I love how the funnel has been set up with the lightning spells. Notice that big compartment with now nothing inside it. Grand Warden Walk extended that, and the Barbarian King on the outside of the base has an easy job with the buildings so that the Super Witches have nowhere else to go apart from exactly where Boom wants them to. Now the Clan Castle troops do engage, uses the Grand Warden's ability to help out, because remember, as we said yesterday, we don't really need that with the Super Witches and the Gigabomb, but the Town Hall goes down in a flash. A very trapped Town Hall, might we say. The jump spell provides access to the back end of the base, and Boom is pushing through this base, just holding on the Royal Champion. Things are slowing down a little bit, but it's mainly because the Super Witches are getting stuck to the bottom of the base now, Itsu.
Yeah, that's right. Those Super Witches getting a bit distracted. Now there's another double giant bomb. We saw so many giant bombs in that town compartment, and now those witches are getting pushed into the core, into that jump spell. We have the Royal Champion taking down the Eagle. We talked about the Eagle, how important this defense is, not only to defend against Inferno dragons, but as well against any sort of army. And the Royal Champion still with their ability left. The King is going to be a really scary defense, like defending hero to face at the end, especially with no headhunter left. And the healers now are switched to that Warden. Now it's all about the back, and the King already on offense, meanwhile, yeah, died on the outside. But we have a couple of Super Witches left. Now he's trying to freeze the King to make sure that he has the power to get through that. But so far, it is really on knife's edge. Could go either way.
Certainly, I do like the use of that freeze spell to hit the King and the Expo. They were the main defenses left. Look at the little troops now coming in. The Archer, we still have the Goblin and Minion to try and make sure we do not time fail. As soon as the defenses lock on, the little troops are coming in. 25 seconds, a bunch of buildings left, but everything closing in, Itsu. I think it could certainly be that 3-star that is needed as long as they get through the compartments. 12 seconds remain, and the buildings continue to go down. It's still on a little bit of a knife edge, but here we go. 5, 4, 3. Is he going to get it? Oh my word, the Grand Warden steps up. A 4th 3-star for alternate attacks with the world's MVP waiting in the wings. Could they be in a better position right now?
Oh my god, like, just having Vale left, and just like as some more information about him, I feel like in the last couple of months, or like weeks more like, where they played a couple of community leagues again, I feel like he was the pro player with the highest hit rate. Like, none other pro player was even close to him. And the spectacular thing about Vale is that he's not only using one strategy. He's doing tournaments where he's using Queen Charge Hogs, Queen Charge Lalo, then suddenly like a Dragon attack mixed in, then completely different army compositions. So this is really scary to build against, because as a base builder, you have to defend something, right? Like right now you have to kind of trap a certain entry, and that's not too easy. So let's see. Hanai Royal still needs to triple to have a chance to stay in this.
Itsu, it is the Queen Charge Hybrid, exactly like you said. They are following that same pattern as yesterday, but let's see if they can continue the 3-star pattern that they had yesterday. A quick start with the Queen down to the bottom of the base. I like the use of the Sneaky Goblin and the Yeti to set up that funnel, drive the Queen in towards the Scatter Shot and the enemy Queen. He should be able to get pretty good value and pathing with this.
Yeah, but he tanked the scatter for too long with his Kokolu, and this is causing the wall break to go off too late. He wanted to wall break in a little bit earlier, was hoping for the scatter to get that wall breaker down, but I think it should be still right. He's getting a bit closer to this enemy scatter, but he wants to get there anyway to the second scatter, so he would take down 2 scatter shots from the get-go, and this would be really, really important going into this attack, because we all know Hybrid, the troops, yes, they're getting healed up again at some point, but at the same time, scatter shots, they're such a scary defense to face, so you have to get something out of that, and now there's a lot of splash damage gone. 2 more Inferno towers though, so let's see if this is going to be enough, and there's still the clan castle not lured just yet.
Not yet. I was just about to mention that super wall breaker left over. Fantastic insight to give his queen access to the Eagle artillery as well. Now we see the hybrid in towards the town hall. Oh, the queen's not quite going for that Eagle due to the funnel on that side. Let's keep our eye on that. But the hybrid on the town hall area is another area of focus, obviously, as they move into the center of the base. How many giant bombs will be there? Clan Castle troops split everywhere, Itsu. This could be a real difficulty for Russell.
But the ward is defending himself, taking down those enemy headhunters, and now it's all about the backend. It's all about those enemy heroes waiting on that backend, but this is looking so good for Russell. The Queen Charge got so much value. There was just this small thing with his Royal Champion, which he did to snipe the bomb towers. So far, such a great attack. The last bomb tower could be some trouble, but with the Queen and the Royal Champion ability still left, not used, I feel like this is a crazy overkill. Perfect Queen Charge hybrid right there from Russell, and this is exactly what they needed to still stay close to Atn.attax. But now, as you already mentioned, Atn.attax is next, and they have everything in their own hands. If they're going to 3-star, they're going to win the match because it's a perfect war, and we had the first attack fail for Hanai Royal. Let's just imagine that with their last Queen Charge hybrid attack, like with the next one, which I'm already predicting, is going to be another triple. If you would lose with 14 stars, this would feel kind of strange. So let's see if Alternate can make this work.
Well, we will have to find out. I can't help but think about the percentage as well that was achieved by Hanai Royal. It's definitely not what we spoke of the 90% average that a lot of the teams will go for. So Atn.attax, whilst no doubt as we are talking, Vale will be going all out for the 3-star. He does just need the high percentage 2-star to secure this, really. But either way, this has been an explosive war. We've seen multiple 3-stars, and I can't wait to see what the final attacks have in store for us.
Yeah, it's going to be so crazy. And still, let's wait and let's see, and let's just enjoy what Vale is bringing up next. Let's hope we didn't praise him too much, so in the end we jinxed him or something. But still, really looking forward to the strategy which he's going to bring to the table, because normally it's something unusual. And, well, maybe he's bringing some dragons. I feel like we have not seen too many dragons in this tournament, which is kind of surprising, because I feel like it's a really strong strategy. But maybe just Inferno dragons are just so much more powerful than all of the other dragons. But let's see. And Vale is coming in with these super witches, so he's following his team captain and doing those lightnings with the super witches as well.
You might have seen me smiling in the background there, Itsu. That's because I challenged Vale a couple of days ago for something that's not released on my channel yet, but he used dragons within that. So if he had have used dragons, you would have been the master predictor. But either way, the Super Witches have provided a 3-star already for Atn.attax, wanting to continue that trend. A Town Hall very centralized here. Single target Inferno did survive.
Yeah. What happened
was he
there?
wanting
How
to
did
take that down with the lightning? I'm not too sure. It looks like one of the lightnings definitely didn't hit it.
That's a really crucial mistake. So let's hope that this is not costing them this match, because this Inferno Tower definitely had to go down. Take a look at this delayed loon, though. This loon is supposed to go for the Inferno Tower, and let's see if he can push that into that direction. Looks like he can. Perfect use of that loon, pushing it into the Inferno Tower, so the Inferno Tower is not getting way more damage than it should. And the Black Man is even getting blocked by the ward ability. This is exactly what you would like to see from the World Champions MVP.
That is exactly why he used the Warden ability early, just in case there was a Black Bomb, because he needed that single target Inferno. It is the ability to adapt like that which makes you the top players in the world and the MVP, as we keep saying. Can he finish this one off using the Ice Golem across to the right-hand side for the Royal Champion? She is doing a phenomenal job. Itsu, this looks incredibly good with the Queen ability and the Royal Champion's ability left over.
This is going to be the perfect war for Atn.attax. They are crushing this base with the Super Witch attack. That was such a beauty. Maybe he just wanted to tease us with this lightning, intentionally failing that, and then in the end they were like, gotcha, and now he is going to push this even further to the next 3-star. Alternate, the world champion, is coming to this tournament as we all predicted, and I'm actually kind of speechless because this performance was so dominant, I would say, from Alternate, that not missing a single % in all 5 attacks. That's impressive.
Very impressive, especially as you said, they did have a little bit of a break in the off season. People maybe, thinking Hanai Royal might be able to sneak this one because of that and their momentum, but Alternate showing just how strong they are. 5 3-stars with numerous strategies. That is why they are the remaining world champions and will be wanting to go all of the way here. As the Hanai Royal team, you've got to say, how must they feel 3 3-stars against the world champions, potentially another giving them a 14-star war, as you mentioned. But perhaps it is a case of Nishang Dance last year, where high scoring wars just aren't enough if you can't defend.
Yeah, that's right. The defense is a big thing. But at the same time, we talked about how different strategies were used by Alternate, and this is really hard to defend. So, for example, if you go into the match and kind of being able to predict what is going to come, it is a huge different story because you can actually bait those, like the traps. Like if a pro base pro is getting all of those traps, and then he's going to bait a certain entry, this is kind of scary running into that. So I feel like Hanai Royal maybe giving away too much in the first match. Yes, obviously getting yesterday the perfect war, but at the same time, I feel like we have the same exact rundown of attacks which we saw yesterday from them. So let's see if we are right with another Queen Charge hybrid. Yeah, okay, and it is another Queen Charge hybrid. So they're doing exactly the same what they just did yesterday, and then running into a team like Alternate where all of them are really good base builders. This is obviously getting kind of tricky.
Yeah, they will have to move away from this tournament, regroup, and get ready for this year's World Championships. Troc Paris told us that the entire team are best of friends and they train together as much as possible. So I am sure this match against Alternate will have made them even more determined. Let's see how they will bounce back. But let's give the focus exactly what it deserves on this attack, because they have been an incredible opponent to Alternate. And let's see if Troc Paris can finish strong with the 3 stars.
Yeah, he has 2 super wall breakers. Let's see where exactly he's going to use those. He tried to push his queen into that compartment. What he's still trying to do. The queen, meanwhile, is doing some left and right footwork, but now finally going into that multi-inferno tower. But there's the first black mine. Maybe even predicted that entry from Alternate. The wall break is pushing his queen into that scattered compartment. And from this, he has access to the enemy king, queen, bomb tower, scattered shot, and the eagle. So much value from this compartment. Let's see if there are some more traps, because this compartment so far looks kind of scary. The auto queen ability saves his queen. That was so close.
Yeah, he managed to save the queen. He used the freeze. Had it have been in a little bit earlier, he could have probably protected the ability as well. But taking out numerous of the heroes for a hybrid is definitely helpful. You talked about the integration of headhunters into this strategy yesterday too, but Troc Paris has already taken out a couple of the heroes. Now we see the hybrid in towards the town hall, but this is a huge compartment. I'm not sure he's going to be able to direct them up towards the scatter and multi very easily, but let's see how quickly he can funnel the left side of the base.
Yeah, the left side of the base is going to be the important part because the queen has not too much damage on her, even though there's another black man. So there's only one healer left in this queen charge, but there's no damage on this queen. So it's all about the spring traps, all about how nice is this setup against the hybrid. The bomb tower is still there, but the Royal Champion could easily take that down with her ability, for example. The hybrid really is going to the outside, going to those outside buildings. And now it's all about the backhand. The enemy warden, enemy bomb tower, things like that have to somehow stop this. But this so far is looking like a really solid attack from Troc Paris.
Fantastic freeze spell there just to give his Royal Champion and Queen a little bit more time. Some of the miners did split off to the left, but he had enough of them up towards the scatter to help the Royal Champion through those splash damage areas. But with 19 seconds I keep looking at the clock, it could just be a time factor here which stops him.
Yeah, but the wall is open, and this means the king has access to all of those back-end defenses. Maybe the mines are splitting, the queen has to deal with this dark elixir storage, and this is going to be, in the end, 99.9%. Oh my goodness, this was so close. And this means, in the end, Hanai Royal is going to finish off on 13 stars, but Alternate is taking that win and going to move forward into the next round. And